have been wanting to do this video for a few weeks now to share with you my story about having the hysterectomy that I just had. And I wanted to share this story with you because there are so many women, I am convinced, there are so many women walking around now who have fibroids and who do not know, because I was one of those women. So how it started for me was, it's crazy when I think about it in my mind how I even found out. So I used to go to this location to get my annual mammograms done, and that location, that place went out of business this year, and so that forced me to have to go to another location to get my mammogram done. And so the new location that I was going to go to, they also do like complete checkups for women. And so, you know, at first I was really bummed that the location that I was going to had gone out of business, but then something in my mind said, you know, well, be positive about it, maybe it'll be better, whatever, you just never know. Well, it ended up being a win for me because I was under the mindset of, you know, when you have a pap smear and things, you know, like I think it's every 5 years now they recommend you have one. So I'd had one within the last 3 years. And so I was not planning to have another one done for some time because everything felt fine down there. You know, I wasn't having any trouble, none of that. So fast forward to this year, like I said, this year comes and I called to make the appointment, and I get set up for an appointment on September 18th. Now, mind you, I made this appointment back in I believe it was April, and they didn't have any openings because I was going to be a new patient. So, you know, they set me up for September the 18th. So I go in on September the 18th to have my mammogram, and then right behind that was going to be same day appointment for my my pap smear and, you know, all of the other things that us women have to go through. Okay, so I go in for my mammogram, come out, go over to the other side of the building to get my pap smear done. And so while I'm in there, you know, the nurse is asking me questions, and she said, when was your last pap? And I told her, I said, I think it's about 3 years ago. And she told me, you know, the recommended times to have them done. And I said, well, it was within the last 3 years, but since I'm here, you know, I might as well go ahead and get it done. And she said, okay, you know, no problem. So the doctor comes in, she does my exam, and while she's pressing on my stomach, she said, are your periods heavy? And I said, no, not really. But in my mind, I was kind of like, well, yeah, they kind of are. But I said, no, not really, because I think that a lot of times as women, when we don't know what's going on, we just we chalk it up to something else. And so for me, my periods had gotten heavier, but it was nothing crazy, but it was different. But I was thinking, you know, I'm getting older. Maybe I'm going into menopause. I didn't know, but I had never thought that anything was wrong. So I told her, I said, no, not really. So, you know, as she's pressing around, she said, well, I believe that your uterus is enlarged. Okay, so I had a phone call, so I'm sorry for that interruption. But anyway, so she, you know, continued, she's pressing around on my stomach and telling me that she believes that my uterus is enlarged. Well, I honestly didn't even really know what that meant. I really didn't. And, you know, just, I don't know if there are any other women like me, but I am really, to be a woman, I am so unfamiliar with our anatomy, because I just, you know, I really haven't had any real problems. So I just didn't know what an enlarged uterus meant. So she told me, she said, well, go ahead and go to the front desk and you can schedule to have an ultrasound done. And so, you know, I really wasn't concerned about anything, because I'm like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm fine. I feel fine. You know, periods are a little bit heavier, but that's nothing that's, you know, bothering me. I'm fine. So anyway, I go to the front desk to schedule the appointment to have the ultrasound done, and they scheduled me to come back on October let me get my dates right. October the 15th was the first day that I could get in to have the ultrasound and have the doctor look at it same day. So I chose that day. Okay, so fast forward to October 15th, I go back. Did not know what to expect. The only ultrasounds I have ever done are just where they put jelly on your stomach or whatever, and they do the imaging like that. I had never had an ultrasound where anything is placed inside of you. So if you have never had one, a vaginal ultrasound is where they place this probe-like thing inside of you, and they look around that way. Okay, so again, it's probably good that I didn't know what to expect, because I would have been probably freaking out. You know, it's nothing to really be concerned about, though, if you ever have to have one done. It didn't hurt. It was maybe a little bit of pressure, but don't be alarmed if you have to have one, okay? You'll make it through it just fine. If you've ever had sex and you've ever had kids, you'll be fine. Okay, so have the ultrasound done, get dressed. I go into the room to see the doctor, and I sit down, and in my mind I'm still saying to myself, there is nothing there to see. I don't know what they think they're looking for or whatever, but there's nothing there. So I'm sitting in the chair waiting for the doctor, and she comes in and she says to me, she said, so tell me what's going on. And I said, well, I just came in I said, hopefully for you to tell me it's nothing. And she said, your uterus is really big. She just blurted it out, just like that. Your uterus is really big. And I said, really? And she said, yeah. And so then she proceeds to tell me, she said, you have a huge fibroid that is like the size of a baby's head. What? Inside of me? Are you sure? And I could have fallen out of the seat. And I was just kind of like numb, because I'm like, you cannot tell me that something inside of me that big and I didn't know. So she said, she goes on, proceeds to tell me all of the options that I had. And the only one that I heard was surgery. Because in my mind, I was like, I am 45 years old at that time, and I'm not having any more kids. And if something is inside of me that big, it has to come out. It cannot live inside of me. It has to go. And so she said, you know, well, you go ahead, you think about the options, and then you can decide, you know, you can let us know what you want to do. She said, but these are benign, you know, meaning that they're not cancerous or anything like that. She said, so there's no hurry. You don't have to do anything, she tells me. She said, you don't have to do anything. She said, as you get older and menopause starts, it will start to shrink on its own. But that could be like another 10 years. And I'm thinking, there's no way I'm carrying this thing around for another 10 years. I'm just not. As bad as I did not want to have surgery, I didn't even want to think about having surgery, because that was my first surgery. I was like, I'm still not carrying it around for 10 years. So we're just going to have to do this. So God is so good. All the time, God is good. So I go back out to schedule that. And, well, I had to schedule an appointment to come back and see the surgeon, okay? So the lady at the front desk says to me, she said, well, so this was on October 15th. So she said, we have an opening on October 21st, which was going to be that following Monday, because someone just canceled. she said, but if you can't make it to that one, he doesn't have any available openings until January. I didn't check my schedule. I just told her, I said, I'll take it. I'm thinking, you know, I'll figure my work schedule out as I go. But I'm coming to this appointment on this coming Monday. So fast forward to October 21st. I get there. I go in. I talk to the doctor. He tells me again, you know, yes, you have this fibroid. It's the size of a baby's head. You have this option, and this option. None of them made sense to me. I said, how soon can you remove this thing from me? He said, well, I think I have some time on the book before the first of the year. So, you know, you'll have to talk to the schedulers out front, but I'm pretty sure I can get you in before the end of the year. I couldn't believe what was going on. I'm trying to take it all in. It still is mind-blowing because I did not know. And I mean, I'm a rather tiny person. I'm short in stature. My body's not very big, but just had no idea. Okay, so anyway, fast forward to getting to the surgery. So anyway, they set my surgery up for November 14th. They didn't do it that day. They called me. I believe they called me like at the end of that week or so, and they set it up. The first appointment that they gave me was going to be on my birthday, and I said, no, I'm not doing that. As bad as I want this out, I'm going to enjoy my birthday. And I say that to say that, you know, I'm really practicing not being anxious for anything. I wanted to get that surgery over and be healed like that. But I was like, you know, I'm going to enjoy my birthday. So we're not going to be doing surgery on my birthday. So I chose to do it the following week, which was November the 11th. Y'all, this is where I'm telling you, everything went very well. It was better than expected. And I'm doing this video, one, like I said, to share my story with you, but two, to encourage someone else. If you have anything going on medically that you need taken care of, please take care of it. Please take care of your body. Do not let fear dictate life. Have faith. The faith the size of a mustard seed will get you through. And I'm not telling you that from what I've heard. I'm telling you that from what I know. I went in on November the 11th, and, you know, I had been praying. I pray anyway. You know, I have faith. God is my everything. I trust Him. However, with all of that being said, sometimes when you're going through things, our faith can waver. You know, you can get kind of rocky, and it's not our faith wavering, it's us. It's where we get lazy and we don't stay prayed up and we don't talk to God like we should. And if you are not in constant prayer and talking to God and doing things like that, you can lose what you need, and then when you need it, you're lacking. And so I stayed prayed up though. I stayed prayed up because I'm like, Lord, I always need you. I always need you. And going through this, I need you, you know? Not to say that every day I don't need him. But you all get what I'm saying. I mean, when you just need that peace. And so the night before surgery, I prayed to my Father and I said, Father, I need that peace that you tell us about that surpasses all understanding. That's the kind of peace I need. And I mean, I need it. And I said, I am placing this in your hands, and I'm expecting to not worry about this anymore. And when I tell y'all that it was almost that peace that surpasses understanding, He gave it to me. And it's not only a peace that surpasses everybody else's understanding, it surpasses your own. Because I was thinking, when I went in for surgery that morning, I had to be there at 8 o'clock. And I was like, when am I going to get nervous? You know, I understand the peace part, but are there going to be nerves? Y'all, there was nothing. My father gave me that peace, and he said, don't worry about it, I got you. And he did. He really did. I'm telling you, they called me back at 8 o'clock. They put me back in the prep room. I laid there they didn't actually get me into surgery until almost 10. So for 2 hours, I was just, relaxing. I went to sleep. Y'all, I have never seen anything like it. Never. Never, ever, ever. I was so relaxed and so just, I'm like, what is it to worry about? When they come in here to get me and give me this little cocktail they're going to give me, I'll be out. So what is it to worry about? And that is what I rested on. And knowing that my father was with me, he was going to protect me. I was prayed up. I was good. So I am going to end this video here because I do not want to prolong this video. I'm going to make this part 1, and then I will go to part 2. I will do a part 2 to tell you more about the surgery, the days after, and that kind of thing, and just to, share some other things with you about life after hysterectomy. But anyway, if you have any questions, or if you have had a hysterectomy, or if you are about to have one, please leave me some comments. Let me know, how things are going for you, what you went through, all of those things. I would love to read your comments, and I hope that this video helps someone with just with being okay with having it done. Okay, the surgery itself is not, if you need it, get it done. Get it done. Don't be afraid. Just get it done. Okay. So like I said, this will be part 1, and then I will go into part 2 in my next video. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, be good.